a little bit.
Yeah, I'll sort that out. If you go sit over there.
Hello, and we're on.
Adjust the camera a bit. Yeah, I reckon that's good.
Does that all seem to say that it's working?
You're in the right spot, I think. Yeah, all good, I reckon. Groovy. Yeah. Yes.
Yes, hello, it's Joe here for the TV with my lovely wife, Karen, who will be taking us through another something like 30 to 40 minute stretching program, which should really help you to get around more comfortably, whether you're on a boat, perhaps you're riding a bike, perhaps you're in your armchair and you need to get up to go to the fridge to get a beer, then I think this stretching is going to help. If you do a stretching from the previous weeks as well, but we're just going to give it a few minutes. We will start in, what should we say, 4 minutes?
Yeah.
Is that enough time? That's enough time. So we're going to start in 4 minutes. Is live chat enabled? Yes. I think got the fridge for the beer. Hi Jeff, nice to have you on board. That's what I have kids for. Yeah, so yeah, perhaps Jeff, have a beer. Oh, actually it's quite early, isn't it, where you are? Yeah, so things you might need if you haven't done one of these before. Yeah, so things you might need if you haven't done one of these before is we're recommending bare feet. Was that rude? Showing the camera my foot. Yeah, so bare feet is good. Karen is modelling a brick, a couple of some sort of blocks, a pillow, a rolled up towel. Good to have those sort of things handy, especially if you're Hello Martin, nice to have you with us here. If you can't be with us here, then you could be with us here, and I think that's worth a lot. Yeah, so a couple of house bricks or something similar, just to give you a bit of height for certain manoeuvres. Some sort of belt. You could use a belt or a dog lead or the main sheet off your Hobie 14 if you've got one handy. Hello James, nice to have you on board. Oh, we've got an all-male team so far, so it seems you could take the chain off your bike and use that instead of a belt. No. That's James in. Is James in Texas? I think James might be in Texas as well. So, yeah, so I've got Martin. So I say you've got Martin?
Martin.
Yes.
Oh, Martin. No.
Okay, yeah, so we're just going to give it a few minutes and then we'll crack on. So today's going to be about a 35-minute session. Try to join in and go through the whole thing, and afterwards you'll feel better than if you hadn't joined in.
I hope. So today's session, we're going to look at the mobility of our shoulders to help get the shoulders a little bit healthier, maybe. And we're going to help to open up the hips and the backs of the legs with some stretching work, and there'll be a little bit of light core work in there as well. So last week we did a video that was about working with the technique a bit more, and as well as that working with a bit of strength. So that's really good to refer back to from time to time. But today we'll look a bit more at the shoulders, because knowing Joe, he has some shoulder issues, and I know he's not alone out there with that. So we'll have a look at some of that. Do you want to put your timer on so I know that I'm not running over? So one thing to say is if you have got some injuries or things that you're working with, you're always better to check in on a one-on-one with someone about that. I'm not going to cover injury stuff too much. I'm very happy if you wanted to drop an email and check anything with me to do that, but just bear that in mind. Are we ready? You reckon?
Yeah, I think so. Oh, Jeff says shoulder focus is good for Jeff. he's had 3 surgeries and his shoulders are trashed.
Okay.
Yes, we're in the right place then, Jeff.
Good.
Nice one. And James is from Georgia, by the way.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Nice.
Okay.
So
5 minutes late is about on time around here, I think.
I reckon. So we're going to start off seated. So if you want to sit either cross-legged on a block, because if, like Joe, you've got some bionic sort of ankle stuff going on, you might not find it so easy to sit on your ankles, or you can sit with your feet back like this and pop a block or a pillow underneath to sit down with the feet either side of your hips. So you're not really sitting on top of them. And then we're going to start, so I can sit cross-legged maybe, or somehow that's comfortable. It's not comfortable. We're all right. Okay, so what I want you to do is take your left hand down to the floor and just have the fingertips on the floor. So if you can't quite reach, maybe pop a pillow underneath. And we're going to have a look at some of the work to help keep this shoulder capsule nice and mobile. And this is really good to do before we go on to our hands. So when you bring your right arm forward, I want you to focus on keeping your shoulders level. Really plant down into your hips and your lower legs. Get that left hand down and just keep that shoulder nice and forwards. And then turn the palm up on your right hand. I want you to press that hand forward so you're protracting the shoulder now. And then you're going to start to draw the hand up. Now what I want you to imagine is you've got a wall on the right hand side of you, so you're not going to go too far out to the side. As you come up, you're going to hit a place where you can't go any further. So then you're going to start to internally rotate the bicep, which means turn the thumb round and out and start to take the arm back behind you. Now this is the key bit. Try and keep it as much as you can in line. Try not to puff your front ribs out. And when you start to reach your maximum there, again, internally rotate. Turn that bicep in towards your side. And your back of your hand will come forwards as you bring the arm round. And then we're going to reverse that movement. So this is really working the shoulder capsule. So you take the arm back, so the palm of the hand faces back. You take it to that maximum place and you start to turn the thumb up into external rotation. Bring the arm up from here, coming through as much as you can in a straight line. So the more you've got going on in the shoulders, the harder it will be. And then start to turn the hand back round, so palm up, and bring it back through center, that shoulder protracting as you draw the arm forwards and down. So you're going to do this a couple of times on the arm. So again, bringing up, inhaling, drawing up, turn the thumb in, so palm faces in, then starts to turn round and out. And then you bring the arm round and back, trying to keep it in as much of a straight line as you can. So try not to come too much out to the side. When you start to reach your maximum, turn the hand round, so back of the hand towards the floor, and start to bring the hand forwards from there. Take it back, press the hand back, palm faces back. Start to take it back as far as you can till you meet that little bit of an edge. Turn the palm out, thumb up. Start to bring it back up. And bring the arm over, turning the palm up again, thumb out, protracting the shoulder forwards, and draw the hand back down. And then just take a moment, check in with the shoulders. You might find that that right shoulder now feels a lot more loose or a lot more connected, maybe. Right fingers down, so palm forwards on the left hand. Start to bring that left arm up, press the shoulder forwards. Again, we've got the shoulders level, we're drawing up. And then we start to turn, internally rotate that arm, bringing it round. Thumb turns up, and we take the arm back behind us. So again, you might notice one side's more difficult than the other. When you meet your edge here, start to turn the palm back up, so the back of your hand faces down, and bring the hand forwards. Okay, then we're going back from there. So press the palm back out. Start to turn the thumb up, bringing the arm back up and over. And start to bring it round, thumb faces out, palm up as you bring the arm back down. So we're going to do 2 circles more on this side. So pressing forwards, we start to internally rotate again, back of the hand towards the floor as you press the hand forwards, back of hand forwards. And we go back, palm pressing back. Start to turn the hand. And as you reach the top, turn the thumb out, palm up, and bring the hand forwards and down. Once more. Okay, so just really getting this capsule working. Notice those shoulders staying forwards. Again, at the top, start to internally rotate. Feel the thumb turn out, take it round. Keep internally rotating that arm. The back of the hand faces down, back of the hand comes forwards. And again, taking it back. Last time, press it back. Start to thumb rotate up as we externally rotate it up. I can feel in my shoulder it's trying to go out to the side. I've got some stuff going on there. And the thumb presses up. We press forwards and down. And then just shrug out the shoulders, give them a bit of a release. Okay, so from there, arms out into these muscles at the back of your shoulders, your rhomboids and your upper traps. So you're going to bring the arms out, you're going to cross your right arm over left. Now, if you can't bring the backs of the hands together, just hold your shoulders and press the elbow tips forwards. If you can, then the backs of the hands are going to come towards each other, or you can even cross the hands, but it doesn't matter if you can't. Elbow tips forwards and press the fingertips up a bit here and really take the breath into that space between the back of your shoulders. So I would try and cross like that and hold your, and then press up. So try and cross above the elbows a bit if you can. That's it. Breathe there. Okay, and just another breath. And then release. Take the arms out into sort of cactus shape. Just open up the front chest. And then take the hands back out and cross the other way. So you have to remember which elbow was on top. And then again, you can either hold your shoulders like Joe is demonstrating, or press the elbow tips forwards and fingers up and breathe. You all right? Too much?
No.
If it's too much, you can do what we were doing before where we bring the one arm over. So do just work within your limits. And then just release. Again, roll out the shoulders. So we just got into that back area of your shoulders. Now what I want you to do is bring your right hand out, make a fist. So you bring the thumb inside and bring the hand around. Can you turn around here so I can show them what you're going to do? So, I'm going to get Joe just to face the back wall. Okay. So from here, you've got your arm out, and I don't want you to flex or extend the wrist. I want you to keep it in line with that arm bone. And then you're going to bring the hand around and press the hand into the lower back here. Okay, so just into this space. Now, what will happen here is the shoulder will try and drop forwards on the front here. So we want to press the elbow, we want to press the shoulder back and then try and press the elbow tip forward. So we're going to get this stretch across the front of your deltoid, your anterior deltoid, and across your pectoral muscle. So the action here is pressing that hand into your lower back and then pressing the elbow tip forwards, but really keeping the shoulder head back as much as you can.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, and you can hold that hand. You can take the other arm, hold the elbow and help the elbow tip forwards a bit, but keep pressing that shoulder back. Keep pressing the hand into the lower back. Try not to puff your ribs out. And then just release. Okay, keep that hand where it was, just take the hand back. And then I want you to just gently try and walk the hand up your back from there a bit more. Now that's the internal rotation, this lower arm. So you're going to take the upper arm into external rotation. The arm's going to go up and then the hand drop down behind the shoulders. So you can see here that Joe can't reach at all. So I'm going to grab him about.
Not a chance.
Not a chance. You can turn back around and face your audience if you want.
No.
You're right. So you're going to keep pressing elbow tips away from each other here. Elbow tips down and up. And you're going to keep drawing that lower shoulder back and keeping space across your collarbones. And really breathe into what you've got going on here. So when we bring our arms up, don't do it, I'm just explaining, you've got a really tight line sometimes from the back of your elbow all down through your lats, through these side muscles here. So this helps to get into that on this top side. and it helps that front shoulder. And then just release, and give your arms a little release out, roll out your shoulders, and you can turn back and face everyone for the other side. You get the view of the facial expressions. Okay, so we're going to bring the other arm around, left arm. We make that fist, keep the wrist in line, and then we draw the arm around and bring it up behind the back. Again, we don't want it too high, we want it just pressing into the lower back. We want to notice that left shoulder and draw it back and press the elbow tip forwards a bit if we can. And just breathe there. So when we're really tight through the pectoral muscles and through the anterior deltoid, everything drops in, gets shortened here, and we get weaker in the back of the shoulder. So this is just helping to open up that space, working with this stretch. Okay, so just after a few breaths of that, just relax the hand behind you. Start to slide the hand a bit further up your back. And then we can reach the top arm up and reach the hand down. So maybe it needs to stay more in this shape. And we work our elbow tips up and down from there. Or maybe we can walk the hands up and hold the hands, or maybe we need that back. So just get into it however works for your body. Again, try and separate the elbow tips away from each other. Be mindful of the front ribs. Try not to just dump out into the front ribs. Keep those front ribs engaged a bit. And again, take a few breaths here. Good. You all right?
Oh, yes.
Good. And then you can just release, roll out the shoulders. Okay, so let's mobilize the shoulders a little bit. So now we're going to come off our block, and we're going to come over onto all fours. So you're going to take now the hands to have a bit of pressure on them now that they're nice and open, the shoulders, and a little bit more strengthened. And I want you to have shoulders so they're above your wrists, knees above your hips, and tops of the feet on the floor if you can. Now I'm going to demonstrate this one with Joe because it's a bit funny. Okay, so we're going to work cat-cow, but I want you to try and do shoulder rolls in it. So as you exhale, you're going to arch like you normally would in a cat, like really arch that space between the shoulders. Then shrug the shoulders up a bit towards your ears. Start to drop the chest down. Roll the shoulder blades towards each other down the back. And then exhaling, press through the hands, protract the shoulders. So that means the shoulders spread on your back. Draw them up towards the ears. As you inhale, drop the heart towards the earth. Draw the shoulders down your back. So you're really working with these shoulder rolls. If you're not sure, just make some rolls. So it doesn't have to be too fast. The exhale, those shoulder blades spreading as you protract and press the space up between the shoulders. Draw them towards the ears. Drop through the heart space. Draw the shoulders on your back. And then again, just keep my yours at the top. And you just start to go the opposite direction. So shoulders coming up a bit more as you drop down and rolling them the other way. So just working within your limits. Feel that you're kind of gripping the mat a bit, so you're active through the arms. And then we're just going to come back to a regular cat-cow. So instead of circling the shoulders now, we're going to take it more into the hips and spine. So just keep the shoulders nice and stable. And as you inhale, drop through the heart space. Feel the tail draw up, bring your head up a little. As you exhale, drop your tail, let the head drop. Press through the hands, open the space between your shoulders. So just keep working like this, inhaling, dropping down and through, open heart space, feel tail draw up, exhaling, opposite way. Good, so just working a few minutes, just really allowing the body to open and release a bit. Good, then come back to neutral. And we're going to come down onto our forearms. We're going to work a forearm plank to get our core nice and working. So you might need to come forwards a bit. So forearm plank, I want you to have your elbows under the shoulders. and feel like you're squeezing the arms into each other a bit. You're going to walk your, have your elbows shoulders over elbows, and then walk your feet back from there. Good. Squeeze your legs together. Really feel like you're gluing your legs, your thighs together. Extend your tail towards your heels and protract this space, not your bottom, but this space around the shoulders up a little. Draw your front ribs towards your hips. Really engage that whole space. Breathe deep. Another 3 breaths here. So we're holding it for strength. We're pulling in on those arms towards the midline. We're pressing back through the heels. We're really engaged. And then exhale, drop down and just press back to a child's pose for a minute. Just let your bottom come towards the heels. Bring the floor to you if you need to. Put something under the bottom if you need it. And just take a couple of breaths there. Good, and then let's come back and find a plank, a regular plank, not forearm plank. So if you need to, you can stay with forearm plank. You can keep your knees on the floor if you need to. Otherwise, we're going to lift into our plank. So again here, just have your feet together if you can. Really suck through that midline, keep the tail long. Feel those front lower ribs draw towards your hips, so you really knit that space together. Grip the mat a little, really press down and through the hands and press this space between the shoulders there. Another 5 breaths, really good, solid breaths. And notice the head, try and just look forwards. Keep the head in line with your spine if you can. Try not to drop the head too much. Another good breath. And then exhale, drop the knees down and come back to child. Just take a moment, take a breath, let the breath settle. So this core strength is really important. Often when we're not working our shoulders properly, we've not got the core strength and we start working from the wrong places. So building this core strength really helps. So coming up now into down dog, just take a down dog for a moment. Take a breath at down dog, remembering from last week, different hand positions as you need them. Knees can bend if you need them. So we want to keep that length through our spine, just a breath or so here. Again, feel the shoulders draw around a bit. Breathe. And then let's step the right foot up between your hands. Good. Drop your back knee for a minute. Just check you've got your foot forwards. And then we're going to do slightly different lunge here. So I want you to lift your back knee from the floor and lift the hips a bit. So it's almost going to be a sort of between lunge and down dog position. And then I want you to walk your hands forwards as far as you can. Drop the head, really press down through that front foot. Lift up through your bent leg hip a little. Really breathe deep, press through your hands, feel that stretch, feel what's active in your legs, feel your breath, keep breathing, that slight lift of your hips is a different stretch to what you've done in the past. And walk your hands a bit further forwards if you can, keep your breath. Good, and then just walk the hands back and step back to your down dog, bottom high. And breathe that. So again, just connect back into symmetry. Feel the breath, feel the bottom lift high. And then we're going to step the other leg forwards. So when you're ready, the left foot comes forwards, we drop the back knee down, and then we lift the back knee. And we lift our hips a bit to come to that almost slightly between down dog, between lunge, and walk the hands forwards from there. Walk them out as far as is comfortable, drop the head, keep lifting up, really active in the back leg. Bend that front knee a bit more if you can. Breathe deep. Good, and then we step back and find down dog. Just breathing that down dog. Ease it out. Good. So this is getting a little bit more into the legs, into the hips. We're going to step the right foot forwards now between the hands. Okay, lift your back knee. And what I want you to do here, you might need to be a bit higher up with your hips. See how you go. The important thing is this front shin is perpendicular to the mat, so the knee above the ankle. And then this back heel, as much as you can, try and have it above your toes. So really press out through here. You're going to have your left hand down and have it out slightly towards the left side. So about 6 inches out, maybe, towards the left. And raise the right arm up. Okay, so the tendency here is to do a little bit like what Joe's done, where he drops into the left hip. So pull that right hip back. Keep pressing that front knee so it's above the shin. Just feel that outer right hip draw back and keep lifting that left hip a bit. And breathe here. Breathe across the space of your collarbones. Keep the head in line with your spine. Feel your breath. And then exhaling, we can drop that hand and step back to down dog. And just take a breath or two there. Good. Again, symmetry in down dog, bending knees a bit, feeling those outer hips lift, pressing the palms of the hands down, feeling your breath. Good, and then let's step the other leg up. We're going to take it on the other side, the twist. So have the knee again, so it's above the shin. Lift your back knee. Then walk this foot back a bit on the back so you feel like you're getting a good stretch. As far as is comfortable, try and have the heel above the toes. And then again, this right hand's out a little to the right, and we raise the left arm up. So again here, try not to drop this right hip down, so just drop in a bit. So what a lot of you will be doing is dropping in here and want to lift that right hip a bit, but keep the shin over the ankle and draw the outer hip back slightly. And breathe deep here. So if we drop into this straight leg hip, we're just kind of overextending that hip flexor in this position, so we don't want to do that too much. Another breath. And then exhale, drop the hand down and step back to your down dog. And just take a couple of breaths there. Again, ease out, settle, let the head drop, look back towards your feet. And then we're going to come to sit and lie on your back. So just coming down onto the bottom and then turning over onto the back. Okay, so backs of your legs, your hamstrings. You're going to bring your right leg in towards you and hug the knee. So just take your hands around the back of your thigh. Yeah, and then just have the knee bent and press the thigh into your hands. So it's like this position. And flex your foot towards you, spread your toes. So I want you to really press thigh into hands. Hands into thigh. Now try and straighten your leg up. Perhaps it doesn't go directly up, perhaps it needs to be a bit further away. And this is where the belt can come in again. If you find that it's not really working for you to have your hands behind your leg, you can take the belt and hold it either side of the foot. So we want to really have this belt, just relax the belt for me, over each side of your foot. And we want to press through our inner heels. Draw the toes back towards your shin. So we're really getting into the calf, into the back of the leg. And we're breathing really deep. So make sure you're not feeling it in the lower back. Remember, you can bend that other leg if you need to. Just bring it more to me. And try not to screw the face up. Try and have an easy face. Good. And then exhale, release. Bend the leg in, release the leg. And we'll do the same on the other side. I'll have to get a head cam so you can see Joe's face a bit better. So to start with, just grip the back of the leg and press the leg to the hands to the leg. So just get it to this position. Spread your toes and really feel that the ankles flex there. Then start to draw the leg up. And then you can stay here, or if, like Joe, looks a little bit strained around the neck, then you can hold a belt around the foot. Okay. And again, you want to really lengthen the leg away. Breathe. Easy breath. So Joe probably could do the little block underneath his head, which will help to take that pressure from the neck because it's a little bit more overdeveloped in the back muscles, so the head can't quite get down so easily. And again, just breathing nice and easy. Stretching it away, feeling that nice length and stretch to the back of your leg. Curling those toes back, getting the calf, not missing that calf out. And then exhale, release, hug the knee in, take a moment, take a breath. Good. So this one, you're going to pull the right leg in, okay? And then you're going to stretch the other leg away. Now this one, what I want you to do is hover this straight leg about 6 inches or so off the floor. Really press through the inner heel of the straight leg. Now you're going to take a reclined lunge. So you're going to draw this right knee in towards you, and you're going to try and hold the outside of the foot and pull the foot down towards you as you hover the other leg off the floor. If you can reach, you hold both hands here and breathe. Okay, so it's a little bit different, but it's sort of like a half happy baby leg with that other leg straight. For those of you that have any idea what I'm talking about in yoga. And you just breathe there again. So you should be feeling something perhaps around the back of the hamstring, the glute, the inner groin, maybe a little bit on the bent leg. Where are you feeling it? Yeah. And then exhale, release, and we'll swap sides. So we bring the other leg in, we stretch the other leg away. Again, we're going to lift that leg a bit from the floor. Try and just press through the inner heel and spread the toes of this floating leg. And then you pull the knee in towards the chest and reach to the outer leg or the foot. So if it's too much to hold it with both hands, if it's too much to hold with one hand, you can hold the belt around the foot. But we're bending this leg here, and we're trying eventually to draw the shin parallel, perpendicular above the knee. Whoa, some good faces. And there's some good breathing happening. Easy breath. So if you're a runner or a cyclist, these are really good stretches for you. And then exhale, release. Slowly come out. Just draw your knees in, rock a bit across your back. So if you like any of these stretches particularly, you can always pause it in the future and stay in them a bit longer. Okay, and then let's just roll over onto your belly. And we'll get into that posterior chain. So we did a little bit of the anterior work of the core. And now we'll just work a little bit with the posterior. So I want you to have your feet on the floor, hip distance apart. Press the tops of the feet to the mat. Draw your hands back beside you. Have them palms down with the thumbs out. Okay, now you're going to really engage your glutes and your hamstrings here. As you start to inhale, lift your chest and lift your head off the mat. So we're in a locus, but with the legs down and the hands down. Keep the head in line with the spine. You'll feel those glutes working. You'll feel those hamstrings working and the muscles down each side of your spine. So we're really engaging all that back posterior chain that gets super weak when we sit quite a lot. And then just exhale, release down. Bring your hands under your head. Just take a moment, turn the head to one side and have a breath. Good. Okay, come back to down dog. Just press up and back. Release back. Good. Ease out, breathe deep. Now side plank, just to get that last bit of our obliques working. So we're going to step the right foot forwards between the hands. And then I want you to lift your back knee from the floor. You're going to roll to the outside edge of this back foot and lift the opposite hand off the mat. So in Joe's case, he's rolling to the left foot, the outside edge, and he's going to lift his right hand up, but he needs to walk this foot back, you will do, and bring it in line with your hip here. Yeah, so this front leg, top leg is in line with your hip. I want you to really press down through the outer foot, lift up through your hips, feel almost like you've got hold of the top wrist, you're being pulled up, and grip with that lower hand. Press through the inner edge of that lower hand. Really active through the arms, through the shoulders, and try not to let the head drop. Breathe that. And then exhale, come back over, step to your down dog, take a breath. Good. And we're going to do the other side. So when you're ready, you step the other foot up between the hands. Good. Lift your back leg, the back knee. Yeah. And we're doing the opposite, the other side. So you're going to roll to the outside of the foot. Step the other leg back in line with your hip. Good. Lift up through the hips. Lift your top arm up. Press through the other hand, the lower hand, almost like you're gripping the mat a bit and pressing that inner edge of your hand down. Lift those hips. Press that outer foot. Press up through the top arm. Breathe a bit deeper. And then exhale, bring the hand over and step back to down dog. Take a couple of breaths. And then we're going to walk our feet to the top of the mat. Bring your feet hip distance apart. Take your hands to your lower legs. Take an inhale. And then exhale and fold in. So bend the knees if you need to. I want you to keep the length to your lower back. So you can drop in, but bend the knees a bit so that lower back stays nice and long. The upper back might round a bit. You can have the hands on the floor. You can have them on the backs of the legs. You can have them wherever is comfortable. But I want to just take some breaths here, feeling everything drop out your head. Just feeling the length to the backs of your hamstrings, around the attachment at the top of the hamstrings with the gluteal muscles. Noticing the calves, the inner edges of your legs. And then from here, you're going to look forwards, bring hands to shins, take an inhale. Then place your fingertips on your outer hips and lift your elbow tips up and press into your feet as you come up to stand. And just take a breath there. Roll out the shoulders a bit. Good. And then we're just going to step out, facing the long edge of your mat. No idea what the time is.
Yeah, we're about half an hour just step up.
Okay, so feet wide on the mat. We've got about another 10 minutes and we're done. So right foot out 90, back toes in a bit. Raise your arms up, take an in breath. Exhale, bend the front knee. Okay, from here, check knee ankle. Then shuffle the back foot back a bit more to get more of a stretch through the inner legs, through the inner groins and the back leg. Be really active in your feet. So lift the arches of your feet, drop down through the outside edges of the feet, and look past your front fingers, breathing really deep. And then inhale, press through the front leg, straighten the leg, come up and turn the feet. Left foot to 90, back toes in a bit. Bend your left knee. Again, check the knee position. So Joe could shuffle his back foot back a bit more here. Classically, you've got this front thigh parallel to the earth. It's quite deep, quite deep though. So if it's too much, don't go quite so deep. And you breathe here. So you want to have that back foot really drawing down. So you saw there where I pulled down on Joe's foot, how it made his back leg more active. And just breathe deep. So this warrior posture is good for strengthening our legs, particularly our knees. But it's also good for opening up those inner groins, inner thighs. Good. And then we're going to inhale, press through the front leg, come up. Exhale, hands to hips. Turn the right foot to 90. Bring your back toes in a bit from your back heel. Bend your right knee again. Reach wide, take an in-breath. And now exhale, bring your right hand down to the floor. You might need a block. Top hand is up. Okay, so we're in this side angle position. And then what you're going to do is start to slowly try and straighten the lower leg. So you might need to bring the hand up the leg as you do it. You might not be able to straighten the leg completely. So you can bring this arm back a bit. So you want the arm under your shoulder. We want the crown pressing forwards, the tail just curling a little. So we find Trikonasana. We've gone into it from a slightly different way to try and make us more work sideways. And that lower leg is really active. The back leg is really active. It's quite a good stretch for that inner groin, for the hamstring, back of your leg. And then we're going to press through that top hand and come up. Breathing to come up to stand. And then we turn, bring the left foot to 90, back toes in. Bend your left knee, bring that hand down to the outside of the foot. Reach the top arm up. Feel you've gone sideways rather than stick the chest forwards, bottom back. So use a block if you want it. And then we start to straighten that front leg, or maybe we stay there and we breathe. So we start to bring the hand back. The arm comes up the leg as you need to. We draw the tail slightly into the pubic bone. We press the crown forwards. And we just have the head either looking forwards, or we can turn the chin to look up. And we breathe again, that heart space opening up, the front inner groin, the hamstrings working and stretching. Another couple of breaths. And then inhale, pull yourself back up. And exhale, hands to hips. Turn the right foot to 90 degrees. Back toes in a bit. Bend your right knee. Inhale, reach wide. You might need to shuffle your feet wider slightly. And then exhale, bring your front elbow to your thigh, or slip the hand back to the outside of the foot. And then reach this top arm up and reach it over beside the head. So if that's too much for your shoulder, just keep the arm up to the ceiling and breathe here. Watch that lower shoulder so we don't want to collapse into the shoulder. And we've got length along both sides of our torso. So again, shoulder soft, top side of the body getting a nice stretch, the inner groin on that front leg getting a stretch. And then inhale, come up, and exhale, turn the feet. Bend your front knee, bring your elbow to your thigh or the hand to the outside of the foot and reach the arm up. And if it's got the mobility, reach it over in front of you. And breathing again here, feeling that length down the side body. Feel that you've got the length on the lower side body as well as the upper body. And keep the lower shoulder soft. Really feel your breath, big, deep breaths here. Keep active in that back leg. Keep pressing through the inner heel of the front foot. Sit bone comes under a little. And then inhale, reach up, come up. And exhale, just step your feet together. Good, okay. Then come onto your back and just come to lie down on your back. Last couple of things. So I want you to bring your legs in and cross your right leg over your left, above the knees. So I'll show you from this view. So right leg over left. And then bring your arms up, and you can take the left arm over the right and take the backs of the hands or the palms of the hands together, or again, you can just hold your shoulders. Okay, so from here, you're going to draw the knees in a bit towards your elbows. So we're in a reclined eagle position. Take an inhale, really squeeze the abs in, and then for the count of 5, we're going to slowly on the exhale, drop the heels to the floor. 2, 3, 4, 5, and then release, open out, and then we're going to change, bring the legs in, take the other leg on top, cross over, bring the other arm over, or hold the shoulders, again take the elbow tips up, fingertips back to the wall behind you, squeeze your legs in so you activate your abs, take an inhale, and then exhale and keep the belly button towards the spine as you lower the heels. 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then just release. Hug your knees in and just rock across your back a little. So last little bit, just bringing that right ankle to the left knee. Thread your hands through and then straighten the left leg up. So I want you to press that knee away as you just gently bend the top leg. A little bit of pressure onto that ankle. And you're drawing the ankle towards the shoulder as you press the knee away. So you should get a good stretch around your gluteal muscles, perhaps around a little bit of the attachment where your hamstring is with the glute, around the side of your leg maybe. And then exhale, release, hug the knees. And then we do the other side. So bringing right ankle over, threading through. Bend that top knee a bit, press the knee away as you draw the ankle towards you. And breathe deep. Pressing out, feeling that nice release around the glute. And exhale, release, hug the knees in, and just rock a bit on your back there, side to side. Okay, and then just bring your feet to the floor. Take them as wide as your mat. Bring your arms out into a cactus shape. So elbows in line with the shoulders, and the middle finger just following the line of your elbow. And then you're going to lift your hips a bit to the right, bring them over to the side, drop them back down. And then drop the knees over to the left. And just breathe here. So you feel you've got a bit of a stretch down that top hip. And if you want to, you can bring your left foot and just draw the foot on top of that right knee. Then you can just activate a bit more of a stretch there. But if that gets your lower back, don't do it. And just breathe there. So you're getting a bit of a stretch through the front of the abdomen. You want to keep the tail long. Try not to let the lower back curl up too much. And then release. And we're going to bring our knees back up and lift your hips and drop them over to the other side a bit. And then draw the knees over to the right. And then again, you can just stay there and breathe. Or you can take that right ankle on top of the left knee. Keep a length to the lower back as you just provide a little bit of weight to that top leg, and you stretch a bit through the front of the hip and the outer glute. And you just take a few breaths there. And then release, bring your knees back up. And just bring your hips back to center. And then just release the legs away. So just lie in a star shape. Just close your eyes. Take a deep breath in through your nose. And exhale it all out your mouth. And just let the body just soften and drop back. Just a few breaths like that, eyes closed, let the body soften, let the back of your body drop into the mat, let the front of your body drop into your back body. So it's good practice after you've done some stretching or yoga, loosely disguised, to just let the body settle like this. And then if you need to rush off, you can just start to wiggle your fingers and toes a bit and draw your knees in, hug your knees. And then roll to the one side and come up to find your seat. Thank you very much. There we go.
So, hello. I'll be impressed if Jeff's still with us. But I'm easily impressed. So thanks very much for tuning in and having some good stretching there with us. This video on YouTube, it usually takes something like, I don't know, about, I said 2 hours. Yeah, thanks, Marco. But it's probably about 5 hours with our dicky internet here for it to process. Jeff is still with us. You are that impressive, Jeff. Thanks very much. Well done, Jeff. Yeah, so this will be available forevermore on the Jaw Rider TV channel after it's processed later on this afternoon. So thanks very much, and we'll see you soon with some more next time. All right. And Harry was in the room the whole time. I think that's impressive. Fabulous. Yes.